Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. Today I'm with Colton. Hello Colton.
Hey Boris, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone.
All right, so today we're going to talk about a few things. We've seen on Friday that the Bitcoin took a bit of a dive with the stock market going down, and if we look over a week, we were at like 24,000, and then by Friday, we went down to about 21, and then we've been going sideways. It's that's what we've said on the channel for a while. Everybody was like, oh yeah, we're 24, we're gonna go to 28, and then 32, and then 40, and no, that's not what's gonna happen. It's gonna take a little bit longer. So the macroeconomics, like we have said in multiple videos, they are the one who are really the strong headwind that's preventing really the Bitcoin to go back up.
My first question for you today, Boris, is some people and their YouTubers, their influencers out there believe we're going down to 10K. Do you think Bitcoin will reach 10K at some point?
Anything is possible, but I really believe that it's not going to happen. And the main reason why is whenever everybody said we're going up to 100, we stop at 69. And I think by the same token that everybody thinks we're going to drop down to 10 or even 5K, it's so far-fetched that it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
But we are probably going to go lower. And we have said this on the channel for a while now that we believe we're probably going to revisit under 20 and then eventually maybe as low as 14, 15K, probably. That'll probably be the ultimate bottom at that point. I don't think we're going to go much lower. There are too many people also that want to buy at those prices, especially those investment firms, the retirement funds that want to get into Bitcoin. They're going to be like, wow, 15, 14K is such a great price. Let's scoop it up before it goes back up to 20 and it's too late. So there's going to be too much buying pressure, and it's probably going to prevent Bitcoin from really falling any further than 14 or 15. But at the same time, like I said, I'm already buying because even at 21, for instance, it's still an awesome price, especially if we have the perspective of a Bitcoin going back up to maybe 200, 300 within the next 5 years. So it's still an awesome price to buy at those prices. So even buying today is not bad if you DCA over time.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Boris. Now, my next question, you kind of talked about the macroeconomics and how they're playing a big effect in the, way Bitcoin is producing right now. With that being said, does the dollar index have any effect on that or anything like that, Boris?
Yeah, really, that's probably one of the major reasons why we're having a hard time going back up. The DXY is back at 109, and that's a double top because if we look at, let's say, 3 months, we came from May where we were at 102. We went all the way up to July 14th where we hit almost 109, like 108.54, and today we're at 109 again. So it went up, it went back down a little bit, and now it's back up to 109. So it double top. Technically, it probably is going to signal that at some point it's going to start going down, but the other currencies are so bad right now, especially the euro, the British pound, the Japanese yen, that I wouldn't be surprised that we see actually the DXY keep on going up and the dollar getting even stronger against most currencies. So most likely, as long as the DXY remains high, we're not going to see really Bitcoin recover much.
Yeah, yes, sir. You kind of talked about my next question here, but do you think that the euro versus the dollar right now, specifically the euro being less than the dollar, is another macroeconomic thing that is affecting Bitcoin right now?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the other problems. The euro is definitely in trouble, and now it's at 99 cents, and it's difficult to know where it's going to go next. But if we see it go down to 96 and below, it's probably going to drop a lot further. It's probably going to drop to maybe 85, 80 cents,
Wow.
somewhere in that range. So that's going to make it more expensive for Europeans to buy Bitcoins and any cryptocurrencies. So that's probably going to put some more pressure on the whole cryptocurrency market as far as buying, because the Europeans will probably at that point feel like it's too expensive. So the demand is going to drop, which of course that's going to make the price of Bitcoin go down. If you look at a graph over 1 year, I mean, it's really bad. I mean, we were at 118, $1.18 per euro a year ago, early September last year. And now we've dropped down all the way down to 99 cents.
No.
So it's definitely going to play against the crypto. And when things are bad like this, when the macroeconomics are bad, people don't want to invest in risky assets like cryptocurrencies. So the demand is going to remain sluggish and low for the moment.
Yeah, yes, sir. Now, my next question for you, Boris, is again kind of on the macroeconomics, but with everything going on in Sri Lanka and all that stuff going on there, do you think, that plays an effect, and will it have any effect on any other countries?
Yeah, I mean, Sri Lanka is a really bad case of they try to go very green, very fast, made all the changes, and their economy completely collapsed. And we're probably going to see some countries, and they also have issues because they had the Tamil, issue where it's a part of their population who is kind of mistreated, and they have internal problems. There was a terrorist attack a few weeks ago, and of course that's gonna really damage all their tourism. It's gonna damage tourism in Sri Lanka, so they're gonna have a hard time recovering, and they can't afford to buy a lot of products anymore. So their economy is really on the verge of collapsing. And we're probably going to see other countries have kind of the same problems.
Yeah.
And if we see multiple countries collapsing, once again, it's going to have repercussions all over the world. It's going to have butterfly effect in many different levels, on the American economy, on the European, on the Asian economies. It's going to be a little bit everywhere. So we still have supply chain disruptions.
Yep.
So it's just not a good time right now.
Yeah.
So and all these things are going to affect cryptocurrencies. You cannot expect cryptos to go to the moon.
Yeah.
When you have all those bad things going on with the inflation and all these other things at the same time.
Now, my last question for you today, Boris, is, the inflation is still going on. We can't deny that, everything with that. But, do you think this is still affecting Bitcoin? And do you think the inflation will eventually go down, or is it going to rise even more?
Well, it's going to take some time to get under control, and the UK just came up with a huge problem. Their inflation is potentially going to go up to 19% by the end of this year. So, as you can tell, this is not resolved at all right now. It's actually in some countries going to get worse. The US actually might be doing a little bit better. Europe is suffering terribly from the whole thing with the Russian conflict with the Ukraine, and the fact that they're not getting gas and they're not getting oil from Russia anymore.
Yeah.
Is definitely going to make their economies really, really suffer. The US doesn't have that problem because they have their own energy reserves, but Europe does not. Mm-hmm. So, and if the inflation goes up, prices are going to go up all over Europe, UK, the EU, and that's going to hurt their economy, which is going to hurt the economy eventually of the US and other countries. So in the US, it might be finally picking, but I think we're going to grind down. It's not going to be like suddenly, oh yeah, that's back down to 2% over the next 2 months. We're probably going to maybe see it go slightly down. The numbers were not too bad at the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
They started going down a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised that we're still in the 7-8 region for several more months. And all this, of course, is hurting, because when inflation is high, that means everything you buy is more expensive, and people much rather buy food than to buy cryptocurrencies right now. So that's why we're probably going to still see a further drop in cryptos.
Yeah, yes, sir. And, this will be my last question for today. But, the viewers would like to know, Boris, as well. With everything that we just discussed, would you still invest in Bitcoin right now, or would you just huddle and keep what you have and wait till, the economy gets a little bit better?
Well, if you have no money available right now, then probably huddling is the best. If you think like, well, maybe I should sell and then buy back at a lower price, if it's going to go down, there's never any guarantee it's going to go further down. And the downside is not that big anymore. So it's just too big of a risk. I would definitely hodl. If you have money, if you're in a position where you can invest some money into crypto, I would slowly DCA over the next several coming months, because those prices are good. But like we said, they most likely probably will go further down. Not by a whole lot, maybe by 10, 20, 30% at the most.
Yeah.
But it's still a good time, and since we never know when the bottom is in, that's what I would do. Probably a date which is in everybody's mind. Okay, when is it going to recover? When is it going to go back up? Most likely, it's going to take a little time. We still need to work out those macroeconomics issues. So probably down the line, past the end of the year, most likely Q1, Q2 is when we can see Bitcoin finally rising again and coming back from the 20,000 or below 20, and then going back up to 25, 30, 35, 40. But it's going to take some time. It's probably going to take several months into 2023. And then by 2024, 2025, then that's when we could definitely see numbers going up. But we'll have to monitor the macroeconomics, because it's very difficult to say in advance and a long time in advance, hey, this is what's going to happen by the end of 2023. Because we don't know how well we're going to recover from the inflation, and is it going to really go back down? Is it just only going to back down a little bit? We don't know those. We don't have those answers, so we'll have to adapt and we'll have to adjust as we progress through the rest of this year and into the beginning of next year.
Okay, from my side, Boris, that's all I have for today, but please feel free to add anything. Thank you for sharing that information today.
Sure. So most of the thing, and that's why right now, you want to monitor on a regular basis. You want to keep an eye on the markets. You want to keep an eye on the CPI inflation numbers. You want to keep an eye on what's going on worldwide, because we can see some more, a black swan event that would really have cryptos take a major dive.
Yeah.
And when I say a major dive, going down to 15 from 21 where we're at today, that's a $6,000 drop. That's pretty substantial, So keep an eye on everything, and we'll see over the next several months what's going to happen. The bottom probably isn't too far away, but it's very difficult to time. So if you slowly DCA through the rest of the year, through the beginning of next year, that's probably your best bet for the long run, because the return won't be immediate. The return will be probably by the end of next year, by the beginning of 2024, and then into 2025. That's when you'll see the return. You have to understand, to see nice returns, like everybody wants to see, 300%, 500%, or, 10x, etc. Those will happen, but they don't happen. They don't happen overnight. They happen within 2-3 years. You have to have a little bit of patience.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We look forward to see you on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.